Howdy guys, Nintendo Capri Sun here. Got another old school game for you here today. This game is called Life Force. Classic game for the NES, made by Konami, the same guys who made Contra. And be that as it may, if you put the Contra code in on the title of the screen before pressing start, you will actually get 30 lives to complete the game with, which I thought was a nice little touch. So I'm going to put in the code to show you here. As you can see in the lower left corner, 1P29. That's my lives. I have 30 lives. So we're not going to play with 30 lives, so I'm going to reset the machine here. Okay, that took long enough. We're just going to play with 3 lives, but we're not even going to need that many to get through the game. So I know this game pretty well. I played it a lot as a kid. It's much like Super Star Wars. A lot of it's just about remembering where things come out and the patterns of the enemies and things like that. But it's also about keeping your power-ups, too. Because if you can hang on to your power-ups, a lot of obstacles in this game become much easier. As you can see, I have an option with me now. This game has kind of a tiered power-up system, where each time you pick up one of those glowing orange things, your little tier upgrade goes up on the bottom. And once it gets to something you want, you can cash in and get that power-up for yourself. So usually I go for the options straight away, because those are the only thing that you can actually retrieve if you die. So like, say I died right now, those options would flow off, to like float off. Oh crap, I can't get that one. They would float off towards the left side of the screen. My next ship would fly in, and I would have a short time to grab them and retrieve them so I could continue using them. Otherwise, though, if you die, you'll lose pretty much every power-up that you accrued up to that point, which is why options are a good idea. And it's also a good idea to stay away from the left side of the screen, so if you do die, you know, your options will still have some time to float away, and you actually get to them before they disappear off the left side of the screen. So there is that. But, now, the Japanese version of this game is actually called Salamander, which I assume that gets the name from the look of the final boss or something, I'm not sure. But actually there's a lot of Salamander culture. There's a Salamander anime, or so I read on Wikipedia, which is what I did on my lunch break today. I went on over there and... my lunch break from watching game shows, that is. At least for the last couple of weeks without internet. And what else am I really gonna do? Anyway. So, as far as story goes, there's really not much of a story to this game. Basically, the whole thing takes place inside the body of an alien. And that alien that you're inside of has been infected by some kind of bacteria, which explains, like, all the enemies coming out to attack you and everything. So, I guess the mission is to cure the alien or something, I'm not really sure. Maybe the anime elaborates more on that, I don't really know. But in the end, you end up destroying a planet, so... spoilers. But, yeah. So as you can see, I'm pretty much decked out at this point. I got everything that I could possibly want. The laser power-up is extremely useful, because it just shreds through everything. I'm a little paranoid about these walls, though, because they repair themselves really quickly behind you, so you have to work into that little space in there. Now, regardless of how many power-ups you have, you can just hold down the fire button to get through that wall. So you don't have to, like, be good at button mashing or anything like that. So, you know, that makes things a little easier. You don't have to worry so much about that. And here we are, the first boss of the game. Hell yeah. That was rather quick. Yeah, this LP is not going to take long. These parts are going to be like 10 minutes long. Probably 3 parts to finish the game. This is the Brain Golem. And as you can see, everything else on the screen goes black, like your score, your power-ups, number of lives remaining. You won't be able to see any of that as you fight the boss. It's just you and the boss, is all it is. So as you're the boss, you gotta take him down. That's all you can do. That was actually pretty easy, though. Most of the bosses, there's a specific weak spot, and it's gonna be really obvious what that spot is. I have one more power-up I need to pick up, which is the laser. Which, right there, I'm going to go ahead and use that. Now my lasers go a little bit faster. I had already picked up the laser power-up once, but there's actually 2 tiers of it that you can get. So, Once you get that, then you can save up for the last power-up, which is the Force, which basically makes you invulnerable to small projectiles like bullets or whatever. So always good to have that. It won't protect you from everything, but it's just a nice little thing to have when the screen gets too cluttered and sometimes you just miss, you know, sometimes something just hits you. You can't really help it. I mean, I don't know. After watching someone play one of those Toho games, though, this game would seem like a joke by comparison. Yet still, it manages to be fairly challenging, I will say. These volcanoes here, you can actually shut them up if you shoot them enough. They kind of close off, there's a little explosion. It makes a sort of funnel-like noise, like chun 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 chun. Then you'll know that it's shut off. We're gonna have to shut this one off. There's no way we're gonna avoid those rocks coming out of it. I think there's like 5 tiers of speed upgrade that you can get. But I usually don't get them all because once you're moving at a certain speed, you start to lose control of yourself. This part here is really annoying. It's real easy to die here because these asteroids are indestructible. Sometimes I like to just keep shooting so that the machine slows down, so you have more time to react, you know, to get hit by them. That's just something that I like to do. When these other asteroids come in here and split off if you shoot them, so that can be really irritating. Because then you have to stop, you know, you have to refrain from shoot. Like right there, I wish I hadn't shot that one to shoot. Can't believe I got out of that. It's a little too close there. So yeah, the name of your ship in this game is actually Vic Viper. Much like in Contra, your Mad Dog and Scorpion. Although I know they have other names for those guys in Contra. But they will always be Mad Dog and Scorpion to me. Because that's what they were in the instruction manual or something. I read those names somewhere. I know too because I remember as a kid, I got confused and thought that the S power-up spread gun was called the Scorpion. So then only later did I realize Scorpion was actually like Player 2's name. Player 2 in this game actually has a name Lord British. And apparently, like the Japanese call him Road British. I guess because of the whole pronunciation, L and R thing or something, I don't know. It's just something worth noting. Also in the Japanese version of this game, you can get 3 options instead of 2. Max options you can get in the American version is only 2. And yes, I'm totally jealous about that. But then I guess if I wanted more, I should just play Gradius. I haven't actually played any of the Gradius games, to be honest. I'm not sure why. I played Super R-Type once. But I barely even remember anything about that, aside from the music. Being all perfect with the perfectly round planet at the beginning. It's like boom, 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 boom. That perfectly round drum. That perfectly round planet. It's like boom, 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 boom. 60 beats a minute with that perfectly round O and 60. The Suk-Sul. There's just so much O. This boss is called Tetran, which is kind of obvious where he gets his name from. You want to try to take him out fairly quickly, because if you don't, his arms just get longer and longer. And if you don't have ample speed upgrades to keep up with him, he'll just trap you against the core and you die. So this is level 3. We're going to stop here, and next time on Life Force, we'll take on level 3. See you guys later.